those are tough decisions. Those are hard conversations. There's certainly a human element that goes along with really all the parties involved, and so those aren't easy. I'd say Drew's going to remain the backup. He'll remain the backup, and I have full confidence in Drew. He's done everything we've asked him. He's done a nice job, so if he has to go in there, we have full confidence that he'll be able to do that. I'm excited for Tommy and his opportunity within the offense to continue to grow, get better, and take advantage of those opportunities that he'll have. And again, like I said, these are tough conversations. This is tough to talk about at these times of the year, but things that we're excited about with Tommy and the offense, we'll continue to look out and improve. I really have nothing else to add other than what Dave's talked about, kind of the how, when, where, why. All those things kind of came up from what he talked about earlier this week. So our main focus is on Tampa, and whether it's the offense and the defense that we're about to play, those are the things and those are the details that I'm mostly thinking about or that are on my mind at this point in the week. So if anyone has any questions about Tampa, I'd gladly take those.
Mike, if I could just ask you, as somebody who's played the position before and probably been a part of some of those difficult conversations as a player, how difficult on Daniel is this, in your opinion, as a guy that's been working closely with him for
I don't want to speak for Daniel on this. I know you guys have talked to him, and I'm sure he's expressed his feelings about it.
But we haven't.
But my main focus is on Tampa.
What do you expect to see from Tommy in terms of his development from the last time we saw him in a regular season game to where he's at now?
Yeah.
Like, how is he?
Yeah, I think you'll see some growth. I think you'll see a lot of growth. He's certainly another year in the system, another year in the offense. He's getting better at just the little things, those details. Talking about protections, demonstrating at the line of scrimmage with his hands, setting the defense, getting guys lined up, talking to those guys, communicating not just on the field, but then off the field, on the sideline, in between series. All that growth has just really been picking up, and you can see it happen in the meeting rooms as he's talking to guys this week. He's happening on the field, in the practice field, and that'll just continue to get better.
Mike, how do you allow the relationship between Malik and Tommy now to kind of flourish and really you're starting from square one pretty much, right?
I don't think so. I think they've been teammates here this whole season, so it's not like the first time they're talking to each other. It was yesterday, and I think they're good friends. I think they're good buddies. So I think as they just continue to talk more and on the field, talk about now kind of certain routes and the timing of those things, whether they're talking about it or repping it out on a different field, I think all those things will add up and will continue to add up.
Did that factor into the equation though? I mean, the fact that Tommy really he didn't work with the first team at all, and that it would be different, he'd have to get time on task with those guys.
Yeah, and that's the importance of practicing. So this week is getting on the same page with everybody and talking about it. We talk about it all year about ball placement and timing and rhythm and all those things, and tying the pass game together with the quarterback, receivers, and really the whole skill group. And then that's been the emphasis this week in practice.
You've had 10 games of film that you could watch on Tampa. Do you expect them to change things just because you've changed quarterbacks? There's
certainly an element of kind of the unknown where, Todd has been coaching this league a long time. I was with him in Philly when I was a player. And he's a heck of a football coach, and they have a great staff. So I know I'm sure there'll be a couple wrinkles we haven't seen on tape yet. He always kind of has those in his back pocket. But we got to be able to watch the tape and study and make sure they have some core things that they like to do. And so we have to make sure we're dialed into those.
One of the core things that Todd's known for is sending people. Are you?
The stats are there with the pressures and the fronts.
Do you expect, though, particularly with Tommy being in there, maybe to more of an emphasis on that?
I don't know much higher of a pressure. He has a pretty high percentage of pressure. If he's going to bring more, we just got to be dialed into it. And I think our guys will be prepared. Our coaches are doing a heck of a job. We just went through a red zone and third down install that we feel really good about, and so we'll go out today and practice it and rep it, and then make any corrections we need to.
Mike, what was your input on the quarterback change?
I'm sorry?
What was your input on the quarterback change?
Yeah, all those discussions that we had, during the bye, leading up to the week, we certainly talked about them as a staff, and I'll just keep those in-house with Dave's. If you have any questions, you can hit Dave's on those.
Are there any conversations during the bye week about your role evolving, whether it's getting back involved in play calling or doing something different than you were before?
My role is to stay the same, and I'm going to continue to do the best I can to help the offense.
Mike, how did Tyrone handle the disappointment of the fumble and kind of coming back from that?
Yeah, that's what I love about Tyrone, he's really hard on himself. He wants to do the right thing every time, and obviously he was hurt about it, and he took it personal, and I think that was for him. You like to see that from a young player taking ownership of it, but when it comes down to it, it wasn't just one play. There's a bunch of plays that we'd like to have back within that game, and so I know it will make him better for it.
Will that impact at all how you use him? I mean, the snap counts and the situations you put him in?
I don't see any change in that.
Did you, when you went back and looked at, the offense in the first half of the season, obviously you're 32nd in points per game. What did you come away thinking? What did you see?
Yeah, there was a lot of positives that we talked about over the bye. 10 plus play drives, you're like top 3 in the league. Amount of time, time of possession, doing really well with that. I think having drives, sustaining drives, just when we get into the red zone, we were just falling short, turning the ball over. Those are the things that we got to improve on. And it's not just one position; it's everybody's a part of that.
With the change at quarterback and the idea of now you have a quarterback who's got to get used to the line, the receivers, everything. Does it also help you guys as a whole group to kind of, I don't want to say start from square one, but maybe hit on details that over the course of the first 10 games that maybe because you're just practicing for the next game that maybe you find certain things that maybe you didn't attack as well or as consistently as you did?
I'd say that each quarterback's a little bit different. They communicate in a little bit different ways, so it's getting everyone on the same page. Sure, there's going to be details that we need to make sure we hit for certain plays or certain players, and those are things that we looked at and we dug down deep during the bye week to make sure we can get those corrections and show it to the players, in kind of bite-sized increments so that they can understand it and then go and improve on it.
Take 2 more.
How do you feel about Daniel being the 4, not 3?
Well, I haven't. I'll let Dave's talk about kind of the depth chart on those type of things. But whatever Dave wants to go with, that's what we'll do.